Today on CCX News, preparing for the primary. Voters will head to the polls on Tuesday, and in Minnesota's 5th Congressional District, there is a contentious Democratic race. One primary race to keep an eye on is right here in the northwest suburbs. Incumbent Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar faces a challenge from former Minneapolis Councilmember Dawn Samuels, who she narrowly beat in the primary 2 years ago. Samuels started Monday campaigning at a busy Brooklyn Boulevard intersection in Brooklyn Center. He joined other volunteers in encouraging citizens to vote in the Democratic primary on August 13th. Samuels said his neighbors asked him to run. He said for those on his team, this is a movement.
They want someone who's engaged, who is not divisive, who can bring people together even during contentious times and on contentious issues.
Meanwhile, Representative Ilhan Omar joined other elected officials and community leaders in northeast Minneapolis Monday morning. Leaders celebrated fire suppression systems in Minneapolis public housing high-rises. The project was completed with a combination of funding from the city, state, and federal government. That press conference did not focus on the election, but afterwards Omar expressed confidence in the primary.
Positive thoughts, really excited to keep talking to voters, getting them out. It is going to be a turnout thing, so we're really excited just continue to have conversations with people and get them out.
Of our cities, Minnesota's 5th Congressional District includes Brooklyn Center, New Hope, Golden Valley, Robbinsdale, and Crystal. Voters can register same day in Minnesota. Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Brooklyn Park Police continue to investigate a shooting incident that occurred over the weekend in broad daylight. Police say they were called on Saturday afternoon to a strip mall in the 5700 block of Brookdale Drive North. Officers had received word that several groups of people were shooting at each other. When police arrived, they located a large amount of evidence of shots fired in the parking lot. Police say they did not locate any victims, and there is no report of any arrests. The Metro Transit Police Chief is on paid leave. A Metropolitan Council spokesperson confirmed the news, but declined to say why he was put on leave. Ernest Morales III took over the job in March of last year. He has overseen public safety for a transit system that's dealt with a share of challenges in recent years, since the pandemic, including crime concerns. Just last week, Morales spoke with CCX News about how Metro Transit made gains in ridership while seeing a double-digit drop in crime. Morales has more than 30 years in law enforcement experience. Most of his career was spent with the New York City Police Department. A new senior living facility is headed to Maple Grove. The developer Doran Group is planning to build a 4-story, 124-unit senior apartment complex. It's located near Hemlock Lane and Elm Creek Boulevard. Units will be age restricted to 55 plus, but the developer expects the average resident to be about 70 years old. Amenities on site will include a fitness room with classes and a spa. The City Council voted unanimously to approve the development plans for the project. This week marks a new chapter for the restaurant capital of Minnesota. It's Maple Grove's first ever restaurant week. As Delane Cleveland reports in this edition of Business Matters, the city's marketing organization hopes to make this event an annual tradition.
So anything else for you guys?
In the restaurant industry,
Riviera Maya, one of the locally owned and operated great locations in Maple Grove.
standing out among the rest is no simple task. But this week,
I'll do the roast con pollo, but can I have steak?
there's a special promotion happening aimed at introducing newcomers to places like Riviera Maya.
No tortillas.
August 12th marks the beginning of Maple Grove's first ever restaurant week.
It's a great opportunity for us to bring additional attention to restaurants that are locally owned and operated here in Maple Grove. These are hidden gems, and we want people to come out and enjoy everything that they have to offer.
Riviera Maya is one of nearly 30 restaurants taking part in Restaurant Week, and every day through August 18th,
These are the specials that they're running this week during Restaurant Week.
they are offering some sort of discount for customers. The same can be said for most of the other participating restaurants. If you visit at least 4 of those establishments and get your passport stamped, you could win prizes like gift cards and a hotel stay.
We just came up with the idea of let's have fun with it. Let's have events. Let's get people out trying every different restaurant.
Oh, experience Maple Grove.
In April, Experience Maple Grove launched a new marketing campaign calling the city the restaurant capital of Minnesota. With more than 150 restaurants within Maple Grove's borders, it would make sense to dedicate an entire week to promoting them.
I think it's really cool, and it gets those restaurants maybe on the map that don't generally see your regular foot traffic, or people don't look into or actually search.
Experience Maple Grove says the goal is to get more restaurants on board next year.
All right, so can I get a menu, please?
But in the meantime, the hope is to help get places like Riviera Maya on the map so that when someone has a craving for Mexican food, they'll make this their first stop.
This is why we had Restaurant Week, so people can try it.
In Maple Grove, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
For a full list of the participating restaurants and the various promotions they're offering throughout the week, you can find a link at ccxmedia.org. Finally, this segment, the Paris Olympics, is in the books, and a Maple Grove native got a taste of the action. Alaskan Ann competed in the martial art of Taekwondo, representing the West African nation of Gambia. Ann's story was remarkable in that he was even able to compete just 4 months prior to the Olympics and was shot in the leg as he and his friends tried to take cover during a shooting in Minneapolis. Ann was able to recover and became the first Gambian to qualify for the Olympics in Taekwondo. Ann ended up losing his round of 16 match in his weight class, but he fulfilled a lifelong dream of competing in the Olympic Games.
Fall sports practices started Monday for high school athletes. At Wayzata, 4 of their teams opened the season as defending state champions, including volleyball.
It's a busy first morning of practice for the Wayzata volleyball program. A record 103 players, grades 9 through 12, turned out. By the end of this week, though, that number will be down to about 60, which is why these tryouts can be so tough.
It's difficult in the sense that we don't have a spot for every player that comes out. And it's difficult to turn kids away because that's not in our heart to do things like that. But it's just part of this process, and so it's competitive, and it's good for kids to test themselves in that way, though, too. That you learn something about yourself when you're in that type of process, I think.
I know I was super nervous when I was younger, but the coaches, all they really care about is if you're giving your best effort, if you're working hard, you're being encouraging. So if you do that, you'll have a good time at tryouts. It'll be good. So.
For the girls who make the varsity team, there's no improving on 2023. The Trojans dominated the competition, going undefeated and winning their 4th consecutive state title.
4 straight state championships for the Wayzata Trojans.
It was a senior-heavy team, so the Trojans will have some big shoes to fill. Not that they are devoid of talent. Wayzata features 2 Division I middle hitters. Riley Kurth will play next year at St. Thomas, while Katie Kelsenberg is committed to George Mason University. Junior Eva Swenson was a regular rotation player last season and will likely be both a hitter and a setter for the Trojans this year. It's a matter of gelling on the court as a new group.
Yeah, a lot of us haven't played together, so these first few practices will be really good to just kind of come together as a team. We have a few seniors that have been in the program for a long time, so they'll be able to help create a really good team, chemistry and everything.
There's not a lot of time to prepare either. Wayzata faces another ranked team, Rogers, in their season opener a week from Thursday.
It's the opening day for practice for football teams in the area and around the state. Armstrong is coming off a trip to the state playoffs last season. Jay Wilcox has more on the Falcons.
Training for football has become a year-round thing at Armstrong and other local schools, but there's still something special about the first official day of practice.
It's exciting, to have all of us out here, ready to play. We love competing. We're excited about our next season.
Right, every year I've been doing this for dang near 30 years now, and the first day is still a blast and excited to get going.
Summer sessions help to get players acclimated, but there are a few things they'd like to accomplish in these opening sessions the first couple of weeks before the games begin.
We need the guys to come out here every day and compete, and we gotta keep drilling and drilling before the season starts.
What we want to accomplish is just, be being able to have chemistry, you know, execute every play to perfection.
Changed a lot with being able to do stuff over the summer. When I first started, right, we'd get a couple guys in the lift, but we didn't do a whole lot of stuff in the summer. And so now when we look at our installation, right, and we kind of start with our base right away day one, but most of our kids can do it in their sleep. So, you know, it feels a little better that you're ahead of the ball game. And so it's just kind of fine tuning to start out.
With some key performers back on offense, hopes are high again for the Falcons. Armstrong's been in the state tournament in Class 5A the past 2 seasons. It's now something they expect to aim for each fall.
Oh, that's definitely the goal. We always want to go back there. It's definitely fun.
Yeah, I say it was an expectation, you know. But we want to go further. We believe we can go further.
Yeah, it's been fun, right? I mean, I've been out here a handful of years, and it's been fun to kind of watch how that's changed a little bit. So, right, the kids, that's what they expect to win now, and so, right, that's our goal every year. Now, some years you're going to be able to get that, and some years you won't. But you know, the expectations are always going to be high for us, and the kids expect to win now.
It's the first day of what they hope can be a memorable season at Armstrong. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
And we'll have full training camp reports on all of the local football teams, including Armstrong, starting later this week.